Hey, hello there. I wanted to give a demo of a tool that I've been building called Efecto. It's a design tool where humans and robots can design together. So it's a canvas where you can invite agents and just work with you. And all its code, everything is made with code that makes it really easy for you to invite any agent. So you can use Claude code or Codex or Cursor. It's agent agnostic. Whatever your preference, you can invite them. So yeah, I'm just going to do a quick demo of how it works so you can use it. And basically to install this, you can just go to efecto.app and you're going to see this command that you can install on your terminal. So if you open a terminal, you just copy paste that command and this will open skills.sh terminal UI so you can install Efecto. And here it's going to ask you first, what kind of skills do you want to install? Because I built different skills like for graphic design, for social media design, and for web design. By the way, everything uses code, but the different skills we'll use different sizes and different layouts for the different outputs for if you want a flyer, or if you want a carousel, or if you want a newsletter, different things. It will know all of those things for you, and it will know the right sizing and layouts that it needs to use for those types of outputs. So here, I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to select all of them with the spacebar. I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to say that, yeah, by default, it puts it on Cursor, Codex, Claude Code, and Open Code, and other ones. Also here, you can select other ones if you want to. I'm just going to press enter. All of the defaults are good. And then here, you can select if you want a global or project. I'm going to select global, and I'm just going to say Symlink recommended and proceed. And yes, and that's it. Now it's installed and I can use it. And how do you use it? Well, you need Claude. For example, here I'm going to use Claude, but you can use Codex or anything. So here I'm just going to use the command for Claude. I'm going to use dangerously skip permissions just to be quick. And then I'm going to start. And here, by the way, here on efecto.app, I'm going to log in just so it's in my account. And okay, now I'm logged in, so I can ask it to work on Efecto and it's going to be in my account. So I'm going to ask it to create, you can see it be a landing page or anything. So I'm just going to say, create landing page for a banana taco place in San Francisco. I don't know why. Use Efecto. So I just say Efecto just so it knows that I want it to be a design first, not just go and create an actual website. So here you can see that it loaded the Efecto web design skill, and then it's going to start building stuff. The first thing that it's doing is just trying to connect, searching images, and then it creates a session. So I'm going to just expand and then open this link. And then I can see the agent has joined. So you see here, and also over here, you're going to see that Claude has joined. So over here, agents are treated like a person. So if other people, this is a collaborative canvas. So if other people were to join, you will see them here. But also if another robot were to join, you will see it here. So you can see that here, Claude AI is actually working. And I can see it live that it's working. I can see that the agent over here is doing his job. It's doing stuff, and then it's being added over here on the canvas. And I can, at any time, I can just get in there and edit stuff if I wanted to. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger. I'm pretty sure that this is adding stuff. There you go. So it's adding stuff. By the way, I don't know if you hear it, but there's also audio in my UI. If you want to turn that off, you can go over here in the settings and you can turn that off. Just for the demo, I'm going to keep it on. But here it's adding stuff, and it's just like designing for you, which a lot of people have been using this almost like a starting point, like a wireframe, before they get in and they edit their own stuff. So it's still adding stuff. It's adding sections. Let me just make it bigger so to see when it adds things. There you go. So it's adding sections on my banana taco website. There you go. So now it finished. It put a CTA at the bottom. It put a footer. And here it's telling me what happened, or story, all the things that it added. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and now I can see the site here. And here since it's a design tool, I can do anything, like I can edit it as any other design tool. All of this is using flexbox. Like I can come in and duplicate if I want to, just to have 4 reviews if I wanted to, or change the layout if I wanted to, like really easily. So you can just make your changes visually once in the canvas, So That's how you would use an agent. You can use the agent also to iterate, to do more stuff, to create more stuff. Something cool also that you can do with the agent is that it can connect, if you have it connected to your repo, to your GitHub, then it can create stuff from GitHub. So like it can recreate your site too. I'm not going to do it right now, but that's something that I would recommend. Just connect your Claude code if it is already connected to GitHub, to your site, your website, your app, whatever. It can recreate things here for you too. And it will all be on brand and on your style because, well, it already knows all your styles. But over here, the design tool, I'm just going to give you a pretty quick tour. You're going to see that everything is has all the properties that you would expect from a tool that uses CSS. And actually, a lot of it is Tailwind. So if you are familiar with Tailwind CSS, then a lot of this stuff is going to be cool. So for example, here, the size of this text is not pixel size. It's actually a Tailwind class. And I can come in here and actually make it smaller and bigger. But you see that I'm actually using Tailwind classes here. I can replace it too if I want it to be 80 pixels too, like 80px. Then it will make it 80px. And also here, deleting is also a Tailwind class. If you don't have your own AI subscription, then you can use the AI that Efecto has. So for example, here I have the section and I want to see another version of it. Like let's show me something different, little robot. So here I put some actions that make it really easy. You can ask it to make anything here, or you can ask it just like really quickly, make a variation, make it simpler, rethink completely. And also you can say like replace the selection, and if not, it will actually duplicate it or create a totally new artboard and then start working on there. But right now I'm just going to use the make a variation one. So this is just like creates a prompt that just says like, hey, keep the same content, just like change the layout, make something different, and that way I can compare what's side by side, which is like something that I think that is really cool about using AI, like hey, sometimes you just want a fresh set of eyes with the same concept, with the same copy and everything, but just like make something different. So you can see here that it kept the same content and everything. It just like made it with a vertical layout for you. And then that way you just like have another version. You can zoom out and you can select the one that you like the best, and maybe you like some of this and some of this, but this is a good way to just like really easily use the canvas in a way that you can compare things. I'm actually liking this one. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to keep this one. And then you can just continue working, collaborating with the robot here on the canvas. I wanted to show you that all of this is actually HTML and CSS, and you can see the code of it. Everything is here. It says using Tailwind classes, like as I was telling you, and you can copy the code if you wanted to, or copy it as React or HTML. But also you can just press play and actually see it here on the browser. And you can see it on different sizes, but also you can publish, because this is, again, you can just like use one for free. You can use an efecto.app domain and then use it as your site if you want to. Or you can also connect it to Vercel. If you have a Vercel account and you want to use your own custom domain, you can just like do your own thing there and just connect it to your Vercel team or your Vercel account. But here you can just use whatever your account. So I'm going to create a bananas and then .efecto.app. I'm going to publish it. And now it's published, and now I can open the site. So I'm going to open it in a new tab. And there you go. So now bananas.efecto.app exists, and I can visit it, and you can share with anyone. Now, I want to show you something that is really powerful that allows you to use brand systems. Brand systems as in everything is tokenized, colors and fonts and everything that you would expect from a design system, but also a brand kit. So here, for example, I can use one of these templates. I'm going to just like add a couple of templates here and these are just neutral colors, and just going to add a couple of things here just to build something in an auth. And I can put it in the page. There you go. So all I'm trying to show you here is that all of the components and everything is actually using shadcn components, and is using, again, Tailwind. So really easily, you can come in here and change everything, and you can see how everything is already by default using color and typography tokens. And now here, I can also use a brand system that I already have. For example, I have these two, but I'm going to create a new one, and I can use one of these templates if I wanted to, or I can start from scratch, or I can actually ask AI to create one for me. But I'm going to use this one, Aura. So I can preview all the contents of this. I'm going to save and open the brand, and I can see now that I'm using Aura. I don't know if you noticed that, but now all the colors and all the fonts actually changed. And if I were to go and edit, I can see like the mood board of this brand. I can see the identity, all the different things. I can come in here and change them. I can change the palette if I want to. I can change also the radius. Let me actually go to the mood so you can see how it looks. I can keep it balanced, slight, sharp. Let's just keep it balanced, but you can do that. And also what type of iconography do you want? Phosphor. I'm using some open source icon sets. Later, I'm going to allow you to just import your own. But here, a lot of these are really good, like Phosphor, Lucid, Hero Icons, Radix. But you can preview the UI. Again, everything is actually using shadcn, so everything is functional, but it's going to be functional on your canvas too. And all the buttons and everything is real. And here on the AI, I can generate AI brand guidelines so you can actually use them as a skill for your own purposes. But here it has everything that you will need. Also imagery, we put this template had some imagery that by default, but you can also search different images that are out there that you can bring. You can search for by horizontal, vertical images, and just like add them to your brand, and also illustrations if you wanted to. That this is like all powered by Lumi, but you can also upload your own. But if you want some stock images, you can find some of this using Lumi. So yeah, fonts are also, by the way, it's also using a type scale, which makes it really powerful too. And okay, that's it. But I just wanted to show that brand systems make it really powerful for you to just stay always on brand, and that this is actually, the brand is actual code, like it's part of your design tokens too. And everything is like here, you can import your own or just export the one that you create here. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I would invite you to just like check out, all the little details on how this was built. Like, I don't know, it's just myself working on this. It's kind of a passion project that has become more like an obsession project. Like I know that other like Figma is doing this too, and like finally is doing this. Like I started doing this because like I don't know, they refused to do it, or they wouldn't do it, or they couldn't launch it. But they just launched something similar. So like I might stop doing this because it's just myself, doing this. But yeah, it's been something really cool to work on, and I invite you to test it out. And if you like it, let me know like where you get stuck or what could be improved. Oh yeah, hold on, one more thing. I forgot about this. Another little thing that I wanted to show is that you can also bring shaders. So over here, you can add shaders. I'm just going to add one shader like this. And then the shaders have their own settings. So I have some shaders that are already made let me zoom in. Some shaders like this, a lot of, these are other shaders that others have built, and I just brought them that are open source, like Glass and Aviz, but also this dot grid, and you can just like change it. And there are some presets that I put here. And all of this like renders. It renders here on the canvas, but also renders on the page. And also you can bring your own media and apply shader effects. And here, for example, I added an image and I can edit this, like the different effects that you can apply. For example, here it's using ASCII, but you can use halftone. I really like halftone. In halftone, I have this one that is called CMYK. So it just like simulates like a CMYK, just like a print. And also I have another one that is more like glitchy effect. So like a VHS effect that you can apply to your images. And soon I'm going to also allow to do it with video. So if I press play, you're going to see that over here, that shader is there. And then you can put text on top of it. You can just like build your own layouts using shaders. And yeah, a lot of stuff, as you can see, icons, shaders, text, a lot of little things that I've been building. And hopefully you like it. Thank you.